This is going to be all signs your next 6 months. Who am I channeling? Let's stop it. Or don't. We're just going to wait for people to enter the room. Feeling called to different decks today. So intense. I'd say the energy is pretty intense. Wouldn't you guys agree? When is Gemini season? I wish I had my other device so I could look that up. You've been here before. Show yourself. Put in your sun, moon, rising Venus. If you're new here, though, hi, my name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach for the last 6 years. If you're curious about my awakening story and how I became a tarot reader, go ahead and check out the other videos and playlists. You hear the crows outside? They're my friends. They're my friends. Crow tribe. I love this deck. Okay, well, since no one is talking in the chat, we just have silent observers. We'll start with Taurus at 2:44. You were here before, weren't you? Welcome in. Show me Taurus, your next 6 months. There you are, Taurus. Hello. Oh, well, they really want that to come out, so we'll start there. Eight of Cups, walking away. Tarot readers, we say that a lot, right? You're walking away from things that no longer serve you. So overdone, right? But this is what happens when you don't, is the Tower. And for those that don't understand tarot terms and are new to that, it means sudden upheaval. It could mean anything. Like it could mean like I don't know, your boss firing you, or it could mean quitting your job. It could mean like your car breaking down, or it could be like a surprise birthday party. It's like there's different levels of the Tower depending on where the cards lay. However, I think this feels like Taurus, almost like an inconvenience, some kind of extreme change when it comes to money, resources, whatever, whatever. And it's almost like let the obstacles lead the way. Alma Vasquez 7450. I get it, right? Hi, what are those called? These ones? These are oracle cards. I forget what they're called. But I follow the creator on Instagram, but I bought them on Etsy. And this is why I like them. Speaking of, let's use the other decks. Show me more for Taurus. I love this one as well. You guys will probably notice this in a lot of pictures. That would be me. Might be more tired than usual. A lot of people are saying that actually. And I think it has something to do with the Pluto and Aquarius shift, but also the retrograde that's going on. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a pattern is building roots, intimacy, community type of vibe. I don't know why I thought of pickleball, but maybe that will be something that you see or do. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. I am well. How are you? Please double tap to like the video, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Helps boost. That's what they say. I think it's true. I think it's true. Show me more. So a lot of unexpected pivots, which is very Uranus and Gemini, right? In the best way though. And this might require you to travel, even like take an airplane, fly, or someone close to you. Like someone could live in a rainy state or something like that. As I'm munching on grapes in the background, I get this feeling, Taurus, of like getting nutrients and like water from your food, like your snacks. Like if you're someone that like regularly gets a protein bar, for example, for a snack, you might end up getting grapes instead. Something like that, right? The dream state could be very active at this time. Just FYI. If not now, soon. Okay. Virgo. Wait, do you have Pokemons? I do not have Pokemons, but that sounds cool. Show me Virgo. Your next 6 months. What do you need to know? Ace of Swords. These two wanted to come out. Six of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Soulmate energy here. Could want to work things out with you. If it's not a soulmate, could also be a childhood friend, sibling, cousin. Could be a Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. Do we have any Virgos in the room? We do this like a lot of lives because I always attract a lot of them. If you're a Virgo or a significant placement, reveal yourself. Exhausted is what I heard. From work, overworking. Might want to be careful of those kind of patterns, Virgo, which is very Virgo-esque, right? Might even feel the urge to write. If not write, read. Feeling like more solo type of energy. Very Virgo. That's great. I don't know. You could be thinking about someone at a distance, wanting to be closer, vice versa. And I heard rehoming. Could be yourself, a pet. Show me more for Virgo. Your next 6 months. Yeah, I get like the feeling of a heart chakra opening. Michelle Ellis. Michael Ellis? I can't. Am I reading this right? Sending love and light. Thank you. Welcome in. I don't know. Automatically, I got like the image of being on a boat. I couldn't comprehend much outside of that. Could be thinking about partnership. If it's not love, it's business things, work things, or hobbies. Feels a little bit about like walking back into a memory, which is blah, 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 interesting because my mentor, who's a Virgo, she does like a lot of past life regression. And so maybe that could be significant. You're welcome. Yeah, here's the work vibe again. Needing to lean on your divine feminine yin energy, which I think is really hard for Virgos. Yeah, here's the creative spark again. Feels like reading, writing, poetry, music. that kind of vibe. And her fulfilling the soul. So that might be the main focus, Virgo. I like it. I like it a lot. Capricorn. A lot of downloads automatically. Peaked the Eight of Wands. Could be getting a lot of text messages because I just got a text message. Ace of Wands, Temperance. Also, I'm getting the feeling of like listening to the radio or music on a car ride. So maybe taking a lot of commuting, road trip energy, driving. Yeah, Cappy. Hi, Brandon. Hope you're doing good. Could be juggling a lot at this time. Unexpectedly, maybe even stopping something for the sake of keeping a relationship, or I don't know, it feels valuable, but in a way where Knight of Pentacles gets a bad rep because he's very slow, but he's also dedicated. He perseveres, he continues to show up, and he'll get there. It's not the same as, a Knight of Swords, whereas like the other knights, that's a different kind of bad rep. A different kind, right? Do you want Knight of Wands? Most people, they end up getting in the Knight of Wands energy because they're reactionary, or they're led by their passions, um almost in a way that could be not bad, but sometimes impractical. Whereas the Knight of Pentacles is a very loyal, practical, dedicated, and in the future, he's technically the King of Pentacles, which everybody likes, right? So, yeah, setting yourself free from something. And this could be in like for the sake of spiritual wellness, maybe leaning more on your spiritual values. Maybe getting more in touch with yourself and in a more balanced way. Whereas maybe Capricorn, you're not really a sign that honors your emotions as much as other ones. And it's not that you don't have them, it's just you're usually not led that way. You're usually not swayed that way. It's just, so this is like a different vibe for you because justice is here, but it's with this combo, it feels like a karmic balance of inner I don't want to say identities, but that is the word that I'm getting. It's like you're kind of getting like an upgrade. Like I'm getting Capricorn, I'm sensing you like want this comfortable life and yada yada, right? But you didn't realize what makes you comfortable because you didn't even know what your emotions were telling you, what brings you happiness truly. I would also maybe even recommend looking into your own Libra placement in your chart. Show me Capricorn the next 6 months. Yeah, that feeling of getting rid of something, sacrificing something, letting go of something. So, another shift in the winter. You'll notice a significance in your life. Change coming. Well, if there's one thing that's constant, it's change, right? Yeah, here's this happiness factor. You have a dream, Capricorn, but it's like you haven't come into this realization of what that dream was because you haven't had like a good time out enough to really let that develop. And so being okay with letting something develop is the feeling that I'm getting, which usually isn't hard for a Capricorn. Yeah, this could have something to do with family. I also saw like a group gathering in a kitchen, like, I don't know, letting people into your home, potlucks. I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, tadpoles and frogs, for whatever reason, might be significant for someone. Sure, yeah. Libra, your next 6 months. Automatically, Libra, I felt like super drained, and I don't know why. So maybe might want to conserve your energy, lean on friends. Um, like I almost get the feeling of like too much physical activity. Like you might be experiencing restlessness, maybe not even realize it, overstimulation. I'm like getting like I don't know, take what resonates, but I get to see I see pill bottles and like switching medication, changing foods, nutritionists. Like I also saw like those herbal capsules, which would be kind of hierophant energy for swords, right? For those that understand tarot. Interesting, interesting. You could also be working with someone that's a teacher or a coach or something of the sorts. They're very similar to you, but they also have a different way of doing things at the same time. And I feel like I'm a big believer that coaches and mentors also need coaches and mentors in a similar way that therapists also need therapists, doctors also need doctors. You know, you always you want a second opinion, a third opinion, a bird's eye view. Everybody's got blind spots, right? That kind of energy. And so you could be learning something at this time within the next 6 months. It could even be like not even schooling. If it's not schooling, it's even just like watching YouTube about maintenance on a car. It could be I also heard tiny homes, which is funny because that's what I've researched and been into before. Here it's a gypsy caravan. I love this card. It's such a good card. Hmm. There could be like a focus on a pet or a child, could be a niece and nephew, but it's like a little one, a little loved one, or a fur baby. Show me Libra, your next 6 months. Could even be a Libra looking at a higher level of commitment. If it's not that, it could be a higher position at work or elevating in work. Could be wanting to network in a different city or state or environment, location for sure. And so, if there was a previous obstacle in the way of what you were trying to get to, just know that that's dissolving, whatever that may be, whatever you've been dreaming about, that's your wish. And there's a reason why we have this, right? Hold on to that, Libra. Keep fighting the good fight. Yeah, I get a lot of like relationship energy, connection energy, two of cups, even in partnership. It could be as simple as someone being the peanut butter to your jelly. Um, but in a business way, practical way. Show me Libra. Could be having some sleep issues. If not that, having some really good ideas at night. Maybe trying to make sense of things. Could be past memories. Strong intuitive connection. Interesting. Aquarius. Show me Aquarius. Your next 6 months. You could be pregnant with ideas, downloads, or if not, be careful of actually getting pregnant. You could be reconnecting with a loved one, someone that makes your heart happy. Could also be a child. A child could be moving closer to you, or you could be moving closer to a child, or you could be moving for a child, like, say, changing school districts or something like that. If not that, maybe homeschooling. There's a change there. I always get so hungry and tired during lives, you guys. Hungry and tired. You made grilled cheeses. Grilled cheese is always a good idea. Kind of want to make that now. We had that not too long ago. There's like some feeling of being pushed into a corner to make a choice, but I kind of feel like it might just be your perception because your freedom feels restricted. But I think it's supposed to push you in a direction on purpose. I heard an indecision is a decision. So there's something like that going on. Considering options on how to get what you want will be the best way I could generalize. I don't love the Five of Swords energy. I feel like you are getting away from that, shedding that. I think that's why the Empress card is here. Taurus Libra energy. Creating a safe environment. Also, the Two of Cups, you could be dealing with a significant Libra placement. Easily accurate. Taurus, Sun, Leo, Moon. Really? Could even be getting a little more sexual. Aquarius. Like almost, I'm getting like a feeling of Taurus energy kind of fixed in the possessiveness. Yeah, like protecting the home too. Yeah, gives me like tight knit family. Dating a Taurus, lol, and I'm a Taurus. Really? I have a Taurus Venus in some charts. I also have a Taurus 12th house, which gives me good things and bad things that I talk about a lot. Anybody in the chat have a significant 12th house that gives them problems? Their first garden is aloof. Well, you will have to watch for your sign if you want me to read your future. Please double tap to like the video, like, share, and subscribe, and all that jazz. Remember, we do live streams occasionally for free questions, which is a good time to get a free mini read from me. But if you're interested in getting an in depth personal reading, go ahead and check out my links. I did update the website not that long ago, so there are new offerings based on asking demand, right? Asking you shall receive is what I say. Show me Aquarius. And there's something about that here, Aquarius, about speaking, using your throat chakra a lot. Could even be like about standing up for what you believe in some way, or standing up for a loved one, something like that. Yes, I love astro.com. I also got like a vision of like a soccer field and kids and like parents and stuff, so that might be significant. Also some heart chakra opening. Also, I got the image of like nuzzling into someone like a mom would do with their kid, but also like maybe your significant other. That's sweet, Aquarius. Yes, I do private readings. I have the intuitive check-in, which is the lowest tier, and you can browse my options, but since you found me on YouTube and you're watching a live, if you like these kind of videos, I do recorded sessions where I send you a private YouTube link that you can rewatch. And people rewatch them because I tend to have very long-term outcomes. So sometimes I'll have like signs, channelings that you'll see along the way. And then I don't know, people like to watch them again. I find it funny because I like to. Yes, very two of pentacles. Go back and forth because it's like reading a map in a way. It's my Gemini. But when I found Miriam, my mentor on YouTube, who is known as Point Your Compass, they now have a channel called Woke One's Revolution with Heather. But I would rewatch her videos and even like my birth chart readings. I still have some. So Gemini, there's something about that there about like rewatching something, rereading something. And it, yeah, it could be something that you've already done, walked away from. And it could have been like a resistance to getting something that you want, something that you want to manifest because it was something that needed to be healed. For example, this is just an example, but it's very common. There's like books, why can't I think of it? I can't remember the title, but the wound specifically is rejection. So people will read about like how to boost your confidence so they don't have the 7 of Wands that's preventing them from getting the 9 of Cups. Makes sense? Ace of Swords, new information. My English is not so good. That's okay. That's okay. Did you know that most of my family did not come from the United States? Most of my family were, they migrated here, they immigrated here. So they have different languages and backgrounds. I'm the generation that did not get to learn much of the language, but I know pieces of the different cultures. So understanding like broken English is like very easy for me. That's also why I tend to like talk with my hands a lot. It's also just, I don't know. I wasn't always like that. I also just like, I don't know, held everything in and didn't say much. There could also be something about that here, Gemini, where your communication is changing. And it could be due to newfound information that you find. Or it could be dealing with a Capricorn, but doesn't have to be. Getting grounded. Gosh, I had like a something else. Oh, a loved one calling you out on something that you did not see previously. And it could be like as simple as, I don't know, tone. Also heard delivery. So Gemini, like you're known to like be chatty. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good communicator, right? So there's something about that here. Is it for you? Well, take what resonates. Obviously, take what resonates because I have a Gemini rising and I've been learning a lot about communication. A lot. I feel like it never stops. Like when I worked in property management, I learned a lot about communication. The past few years, I've been learning how to communicate in a different way with my growing boys that are basically teenagers, almost grown men. And I've also had to learn how to communicate my feelings in a more direct fashion where I tend to be more poetic, as most of you would know. If you're new, I tend to write a lot of poetry and stuff on Instagram as well as Patreon. So if you're interested in those kind of things, go ahead and check out the Patreon fam. That's where I go more in depth with my writings. It's like kind of like my hidden blog and diary. Communication sucks. Yeah, so like for example, me and Brandon, we have very strong Gemini placements, but we communicate very differently. It's something that we've talked about a lot. We use our Geminis very different. And so yeah, it could be like something about like a mindset. Like it feels like almost like being put into like a different environment. Say you're used to, this is just like a random example, but you're used to working at the marina with boats, and all of a sudden you have to be put in an environment where you're working on, I don't know why I automatically thought of railroads. This could be a past life regression thing because I feel like I tend to have that sometimes. So you can actually find that in your chart as well, but maybe if you want to go down that rabbit hole, that might take you somewhere. But do you understand what I mean? Like different environments, different vocabulary, different ways of doing stuff. And Gemini, you love information, and I feel like that's why I'm channeling like so quickly in your read. But I think it's good to slow down a little bit, get grounded, and zoom in on something very specific. And it could be what we just talked about. My Irish ancestors busting their asses for potatoes. Gemini season starts tomorrow. Really? Oh, well, great timing. Happy almost birthday, Gemini. Happy birthday. That means Brandon, your birthday, right? Yes, birthday month. So I got like the feeling of so how do you get the feeling of fajitas? But that is the feeling that I got. I like could feel the texture of fajitas in my mouth. It was so weird. So I don't know. That's a message for someone out there. And it could also have to do with something like neurodivergency, like being sensitive to textures, food textures as well. Something about that. Take what resonates, obviously, but sure, sure. Interesting. Never know what I'm channeling. Burritos tomorrow for me. Maybe that's why I was channeling Brandon's future meal. Um, 4830. Pisces. I love burritos. I can eat burritos very often. Do we have any burrito fans? Show me Pisces. Your next 6 months. What do you need to know? Magician. Heavy manifesting. That's great. The Emperor. Could be taking a leadership role. If not, dealing with an older father figure, or that could be the focus if you are one. This could also have something to do with decision making. Like I see a blind spot here. Show me Six of Wands, Queen of Wands. Um, hmm. Feeling pulled in a different direction and maybe feeling confused as to why, and thinking that maybe you shouldn't. I say you should. I say you should follow your desires, and there's a reason why they're there. That doesn't mean like, so Queen of Wands can sometimes be third party, could be kind of, I don't know, Three of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I lost where that was going, but they said that's not the point. Okay, 3, 4, 5. There's some kind of thing here, Pisces, where you have this idea that like your passions and what you want causes you grief. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's something that you need to nurture. And I think that's what you're being called to do at this time. Like, they're saying look at your Virgo placement. So there's something about that there. Which Pisces for you, I mean, everybody knows that a Pisces is very creative and spiritual. You're like the divine collective. Technically, there you are, Pisces. But you might need to be navigating your energy differently by going more into your Aries. Because there's a decision here. And then I get a lot of third party energy. So it's almost getting me the feeling of not listening to your intuition and too much looking for outside validation or asking other people's opinions kind of energy. And so you're being kind of guided away from that. Not choosing things out of ego or what someone else wants for you seems to be a pattern and a theme in a lot of people's readings, I will say. Pisces is the divine collective, so this can resonate with anyone and everyone, technically, regardless of your sign, is what I've noticed with a lot of tarot readings online, but also with mine. I love Pisces women. My Mars is in Pisces. Yes. Yes, I do love Pisces. I am on the cusp, and my youngest son is a Pisces. Such a beautiful person and kid. So in tune, too, you guys. Oh my gosh. And he doesn't even realize. I know a lot of Pisces like that. Like they're a messenger from the universe, basically. They don't even know. So there was like a topic me and my mentor were talking about the other day of like what people are going through collectively. And the words I remember from that conversation are inclusion and exclusion. So there's something about that here, Pisces. Like you could be excluded from one group and going into another group or something. Like it could be friends, it could be coworkers, people around you in general. I was also rubbing my eyes, so you could be like very sleepy, which I think is okay. I think going at a slower pace is okay. Like I heard slow living, so maybe that's significant. They do dream a lot, yes. My son hasn't had a dream in a long time, so I wonder if that will come back later in life. When the small water moves, they do not eat. Although I do dream a lot, and that's a gift that came from my mother's side. My mom and my grandma dream as well. I think I'm the only one that like gets literal premonitions though. My mom, she has predicted stuff. She has through her dreams. Like I for real space out. Oh really? My Mars is in Pisces. That's funny. That's a way different pace than me, Brandon. I have a Mars in Aries. That's crazy. And there could be something about that here, Pisces, about honoring your own pace and someone else's as well, other people around you. Also, kind of a Libra energy. Getting more in tune with your emotions. And I feel like Pisces, you, it's not that you're not in tune with your emotions, but I don't know if you always are balanced in the way of expressing your emotions. Like you tend to drown in it a lot, Pisces, but it's because you are the fish. Um, so this could be like a different learning experience for you, just FYI. Like it, what would that be? It's almost like Pisces, like being a painter, but needing to journal and document for like, I don't know why I heard a police report or like a court document or something that's like more listed and factual when Pisces, you can be like poetic and creative and get your point across better in that kind of sense. And so there's something about that there. Anyway, we are, I think, going to take a quick break. My art is through my cooking and when I used to do computer programming and websites. Really? Cooking is so an art. I love cooking. Be right back. Brandon was right. I was getting a snack and I was checking on my son who is painting currently. So, Cancer 6140. I'm also psychic. Yes. Brandon's got intuitive gifts. Show me, Cancer, your next 6 months. So, this could be taking care of someone, nurturing a relationship. If it's not that, it could be a business, your job. Also, like the feeling of feeling blocked from getting what you want, but I don't think that's necessarily true. It just feels like a pivot into a different direction. Don't be afraid of how your manifestations come in, Cancer. Cancer in your 12th house, really? You'll have to tell me what that means. Sometimes I know off the top of my head, but not always. Not quite there yet. And there's also a message about that there, Cancer, like you could be refining something that you do already. And it's almost like adding on to your resume, or if it's not that, it could be adding on to like a relationship, like a milestone, like higher level of commitment, having a baby together, moving in together, something along those lines. Yes, builder energy. I'm still learning. I'll message you after the live if you have an iPhone. Turtle, eagle. Very different energies. So the eagle is, obviously higher up, more of a bird's eye view. Beaver is more of a builder. The turtle, well, beaver is also sometimes in the water, but not as much as a turtle, right? Different flavor of an animal. Too true, too. Hi, welcome in. Like I'm almost getting like a feeling of swiftness and business, entrepreneur, juggling a lot of tasks kind of energy. I think maybe Cancer. I don't feel like you're normally very stubborn in your fluidness and manifestations. However, whatever this is specifically is a blind spot to you, apparently. I would maybe check out your 12th house as well. It could be some shadow work involved. And so the real blockage is like I heard self-undoing. Show me more for Cancer. You're welcome. Yes, the air conditions are nearly visible. And maybe that's why you're able to see, like, it's almost like another layer of awakening, which would make sense if you're looking to connect or deepen a relationship or a bond or something like that. Here's that resistance again. Show me more for Cancer, your next 6 months. Yeah. And there's that feeling of awakening. Like I heard deep waters, shadow work type of vibe. You could be getting more attention for something that you do, Cancer, because of the change of direction that you're going in. And I say that's great. Hmm. Apparently, Cancer, they want you to think back to your younger years when you were a little bit more flexible about something. Very specific message for someone. For someone. Scorpio. Show me Scorpio. Okay, automatically the Chariot. Everybody's kind of getting this July being a significant shift. We already know that. I also heard October. Look into your Leo placement, Scorpio. You could work remote or online. And also getting the feeling of a teacher, coach, mentorship kind of energy. You might be attending events, but not getting the sense of family and community that you're necessarily wanting or looking for. However, I think there is a possibility for things to align with a common goal. The common goal could be children, it could be a soulmate, it could be family, something that brings you joy, something that brings both of you joy, because there's multiple people here. It's like, okay, so they're giving me a specific example. It's like a big family trying to schedule and put together a camping trip. Has anyone ever been in that kind of situation before? I have. It's very chaotic. It's very chaotic. However, I see things working out great. Great. With the idea and the focus on this, which is great vibes. Great vibes. It also reminds me of a conversation I was having with my mentor about the the way we give and take in friendships and relationships and show up for people, and sometimes how someone has a strength and their strength kind of fills your weakness. It's kind of like filling that, but without the codependency part. Does that make sense? It's almost like, why would you put like a data analyst, someone that likes numbers and science, into an art museum or working at a childcare center? You know, those are very different vibes. Now here, it feels like everybody has like one singular important vibe. Yeah, it could have something to do with the cause or a belief, a value, um, chariot energy, a lot of movement. Expect the unexpected, Scorpio. I mean, Pluto and Aquarius in the retrograde, that is some Scorpio energy for sure, for sure. Hmm. Show me more. Oh, I just got an email from Miriam. How exciting. Just you wait, you guys. More announcements and developments. And it might just take away tarot readings altogether. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. And there could be something like that there, a channeling Scorpio, where you get like a sudden email, like a sudden offering. And so, at any given moment, it might kind of change the whole direction of your life, really. See, it's time to fly. I always feel so much better when I have my snacks during long lives. And honestly, anything like longer than 15 to 30 minutes is long for me. Sagittarius. I don't convert, like, after it gets to an hour, I usually don't convert the minutes. So if you end up needing those timestamps, you'll have to do them yourself. But I can give you like the basics. It's like it's about 74 minutes in. I know that doesn't convert well onto YouTube. Well, that's what it says here. She messaged me and said, "Have you ever been kidnapped?" And I was like, "What the fuck, yeah?" Brandon, you've been kidnapped before? Yeah, I know. Miriam was so random like that. She messaged me and asked. You'll have to share more on that story, Brandon. You can't just leave us with that there. I'm sorry to hear that. It's freaking awful. Hmm. It's more common than people realize, too. I want to share more of like things like that. Like that's where I'd like to pivot my channel. I don't feel like it's just gonna be tarot readings, you guys. It's just not. It was my grandma, and I'm okay. Still, though, like Miriam's also predicted like me being thrown out of where I live because of my past life regression stuff did with her. So I guess in a previous life, I was like stolen from and whatever, whatever. And so I'm kind of recovering from that. And there's something like that there for you, Scorpio, or not Scorpio, Sag, sorry. But it could be Scorpio energy for you, got you in your feelings. But there could be some kind of like past life regression kind of being, I'm hearing forced, unfortunately, on you, the tower. And it doesn't even have to be like as specific as what I put it. This could be like recovering another relationship. And if it's not that, it could have more to do with the relationship with yourself. Today she died in '04 on Ascension Day. What? Prayer is powerful, Sag. It really is. Pay attention to your daily affirmations, the things that you're telling yourself, because they will manifest. There could be a decision made about a relationship. um, and if it's like not directly you, this could be in regards to a child or a pet. You know, I truly believe that pets are like soulmates. They're totally like soul fam. And sometimes they're temporary guides. I know that my dog was a temporary guide, and they were definitely meant for someone else. My son went through something similar with his cat, where their cat kind of discovered him. Your grandma was a Leo. We're actually doing Leo next. Here's Leo now. There's Sag energy. Leo again, but in reverse. Okay, that's a very specific song. It's a Justin Bieber song. How does it go? If you think that I'm still holding on to something, maybe you should go and love yourself. Is that how it goes? I don't feel like that was even correct melody. I'm only remembering parts. Gotta love being clairvoyant, clairsentient. I'm seeing like a mix of like images, but also hearing things and they're like not lining up. It's so weird, Sag. I feel sorry for you, Toothpick. I have 7 Scorpio placements, LMAO. I am a walking contradiction being a fire sign. Oh my goodness. That's going to be very interesting during these times with all these planets that are in fire energy. Yeah, no kidding. I also feel sorry for you. I don't even know. That sounds very chaotic. So there could be like a lot of chaotic energy, um, Sag, but all for the sake of the greater good is what I'm hearing. So these could be things that you've avoided putting off to get to a King of Pentacles energy. Um, like it's almost giving me like, okay, it's giving me like a situation where you might have ties with your ex because you share a pet together. And then you have ties with another ex because you guys bought a car together. And then like it's something like that kind of messiness. I don't know, very specific message. So take what resonates, obviously. But if it's not like, you know, as specific as like relationships, it could be like an employer, like not finishing out an exit interview or ties with your last place, not picking something up, something like that. Are you an Aries too? Yeah, a little bit too much in your comfort zone, Sag, which is weird, Sag, because you're known to be very free in like the most free sign. So make that make sense. Can you tell me more? I don't know. They're saying look at your Aries placement. So it's interesting that that's also what we're talking about in the chat. And then I heard I think it is it a meme? Is it a TikTok video? I don't know. Maybe it's a song, but it's is somebody gonna match my freak? Is somebody gonna match my freak? So maybe you're trying to find other people that catch your same vibe. Like it almost feels like wild and out. Wild and out. Um, but not I'm also thinking of like a Sagittarius I know online. Her name is Stephanie Powers. Maybe that's worth mentioning. Lengths seem nearly in balance. Final result is always wild. Let's go. Yes, right? And then I heard just around the river bend from Pocahontas. So maybe Sagittarius, you're leaning on true Sag energy, really. Going into the unknown, being spontaneous, kind of being risque a little bit. Um, because you're really not meant to have those kind of ties as a Sag. So it could be like you evolving Sag, which would make sense with what's going on in the astrology, right? Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's a little too much, in my opinion. Let's start here. The aloofness, Sag, sometimes you get a rap for that. But I would say it's not really aloof, is it, Sag? It's really just being yourself. They like to get out and go. Right, exactly. Whereas, like me, I can be like that. I can be. Only if it's my idea, though. I get a little stubborn if it's someone else. I just get very comfortable in my own vibe. It's hard for me to compromise. It depends what it is. I have a feeling Ali is bougie. Why does everybody say that? Soak in a single one that makes beauty. Don't let interchangeable carpenter bees scare you. Like, Sag, you could also be someone that's like a freelancer that moves around with their work or is capable of doing so. And so I would lean on more of that kind of energy. Theo. Show me the next 6 months. What does Leo need to know? Show me Leo. Automatically, I heard childcare, so maybe maybe that's something that you're looking into if you're A Leo that's a parent. Or maybe that's a conversation that happens around you. Could be looking into friends that influence your child or sense of community. I also heard dog watching. Feeling kind of restricted and wanting like a new zest for life. Something like that. This could be if not a romantic offer, an offer from a friend to go on a trip or travel. And then I heard I think it's the Eagles, Hotel California. Does anybody know that song? It's an older song. Um if there are conflicts in work, like you need PTO, pay time off to go on this vacation or something like that. I'm getting the feeling you need to go, Leo, because I feel so overburdened in your reading. Like you might be a Leo that travels more, or that's like your way of spiritual replenishment. It's almost like it could even be like a situation where your workplace is draining you energetically. And so you're looking for some kind of solution to unburden yourself. And maybe that's why childcare also came up because um it's like I guess a responsibility that you could unload while you're doing something else, like say go to work or running errands or whatever, whatever. Because I also like saw the Three of Cups, so it almost gives me like the feeling of having like a friend, or I also got like a teenager that like watches your kid or something like that. Very specific message. But if it's not that, again, could be a pet. Um, there is a message about like changes in the workplace, and you could be in your feelings about it, but it has to do with you picking based on a belief, a personal belief on your own character and integrity, is what I'm hearing. That's what it's pushing you to do. It resonates with my lady friend. Oh, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Yes. Brandon knew the song I was talking about. It's crazy how I channel sometimes with the cards. So random. Show me Leo. I heard rough around the edges. Then I got the image of like the outside of a brownie. I want to say brownie cake, but it's not really that. Well, also like the outside of a cake. You know how it's like a different texture when you get cake and brownies, and some people like the corner or the center pieces. I don't know why that's significant. Hi, Jazzy Bella 87. Welcome in. Yes, you're catching the end, I believe. We are on Leo. You can also go back to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, see what messages pop up for you. There's also something here about realizing someone that you've been in conflict with has a similar something to you. And maybe that will make like an argument go away or some kind of grudge or whatever, whatever. It seems to be like almost like an awakening. Show me Aries. I'm starting to run out of energy, you guys. Like at first I had like a lot of energy and then out of nowhere it just like hit me like a wave. Hate when that happens. You just never know. Miriam has like the same thing, but more severe, I think. Show me Aries. Your next 6 months. What do you need to know? Please double tap to like the video, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. The cards were like, shut up. We're on Aries reading. Five of Cups, the Hanged Man. Needing to look at a disappointing situation differently or handling your grief. It could be also learning from someone, could be through partnership or a coach, but doesn't have to be. Take what resonates, obviously, but Virgo energy is here, which is a student teacher vibe spiritually as well. An opportunity to heal a connection and balance a situation out. I also see family here, lots of love. So why so much conflict? Five, six, seven, eight. Oh, okay. So there were things that were done, choices that were made a long time ago that were very unsatisfying. But I don't think we have to stay there, do we, Aries? That's what the Five of Cups energy is all about. And that's kind of what I zoomed in on at the start of your read. Five, six, seven, eight. Okay, they wanted to talk about this conversation that I had with Miriam. And I guess I'm supposed to be launching her product anyway, talking about this. But basically, she was saying, and we were talking about me and my issues. And she was like, I've been there before where I've taken so long just staring at my grief that other things don't get done, or there are things and people being neglected and whatever, whatever, which is very Five of Cups energy. So it's a stop doing that, Aries. I don't know. Aries, like, and like, okay, so here's the thing. So a lot of the Aries I know, they tend to be on the move too as a fire sign, but sometimes I think, okay, so there's different seasons, I think, when you heal grief. I think moving your body, you obviously have to have a balance. It's good for processing grief throughout your body, but there's also a different processing where you need to sit long enough to do that. And so it's almost like I'm getting like a fight, flight, or freeze response where you might not realize that you get stuck in a certain kind of cycle because you're trying to hammer something out yourself. And so funny, Miriam just messaged me again. um yeah, and so it's almost like working with other people that can kind of see and understand those blind spots and not necessarily make up for them, but refine, make better, grow, and evolve, which would be very fitting with the astrology right now and what we're being asked to do. Um, like, okay, it could be like a situation because I'm getting Capricorn energy here where you're more, you feel best in the workplace, maybe even a little bit of workaholism, and you're being called to maybe be, I don't know, head of household, stay at home dad type of energy. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that severe, but that's just an example. Or it could be vice versa. And it could be like as simple as you used to work for a school and now you're going to start your own school is what I heard. Something like that. Like it's like hmm, I don't know. There's also like this feeling of being part of something bigger. Oh, star. Could be dealing with an Aquarius or check out the Aquarius placements in your chart. Hey, I heard is that Paramore? No, it's not Paramore. Why did I think it was Paramore? I think because Paramore is in the same, that music is in the same song as a movie that I'm thinking of. It's Twilight. But I heard Time Stands Still. And I was just talking to my friend Doug, who's also a reader that I've went live with on Instagram quite a few times. I love our conversations; they're always so interesting. But we were talking about how we noticed how the clocks and the time is weird. Has anybody noticed? I know that there's definitely a group of people on TikTok that believe so. I do too because I've noticed things. But if you believe in timeline jumping, it's not very far fetched, right? And so maybe there's something about that there as well. Air conditions are nearly visible. Yeah, it's like, breaking out of the matrix energy. Rush, time stands still. Is that what it's called? I don't know if that's accurate. I do know that it's from Twilight and they play it during their wedding, also during the beginning or the end of like one of the sagas. I don't remember. It wouldn't be them. I also think it could have been a duet. Oh, there's something about hearing someone on a different frequency or something like that. Because while we're on the topic of interesting topics, like the timeline jumping and time changing, Oh, I just lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, they say that because the veil is so thin and we're having like these solar storms and the frequency is changing. There's a level of strong telepathy in the air of people that we're spiritually in tune with. And so, can I? It's almost like, okay, it's so specific. They're giving me did Disney make that? I think it did, they did. Pocahontas, obviously the history as well, but the movie, like coming from two different worlds and not understanding each other because of those cultural differences. It's like the same thing, but almost not, but in the sense of energetic frequency. Does that make sense? Very specific message. It's such a eerie feeling, really, Aries. I'm trying to channel something, but I'm like getting different words like star-crossed lovers. I got like an image of Marilyn Monroe. All they're giving me are like pictures of people that have passed away that are like dead celebrities that were like tragic endings. Why? Why? I don't know. Maybe you're watching that. Who knows? Well, I'm curious and want to like binge watch some of that. I have no idea. Well, I guess that's the end of your reading, Aries. How interesting. You guys will have to keep me posted on how your next 6 months goes. But if you're interested in an in depth personal reading, go ahead and check out my links. But thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. Until next time, bye.